A very warm welcome to everyone. So today the topic that I'll be covering is an RC passage, and in that RC passage we will be covering a few topics that are really important for the exam. Let's just see what all have we to cover in this particular RC. So I'm sharing the screen. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Right. So I'll give you 2 minutes to read the passage, and then I'll be reading the passage for you. It's a very short RC, so try to read it quickly. All right. I'll be reading the passage for you now. Historians and scientists will try to recover critical pieces of the Titanic this week in an underwater expedition that might lead to a better understanding of the ocean liner's demise. A team of about 100 people are gathered off the coast of Newfoundland, where the Titanic hit an iceberg, sank in 1912. People are gathered off the coast of Newfoundland, where the Titanic hit an iceberg and sank in 1912, resting 4 kilometers below on the ocean floor. They plan to bring to the surface a part of the ship's hull and analyze the underwater microorganisms that are steadily eating away at the once mighty vessel. I'm very confident they will get up the big piece. David Livingstone, Chief Naval Architect of Harland and Wolff Technical Services, said to Boston before boarding a ship bound to the wreck. It's better coordinated than it was the last time. In 1996, efforts to raise the piece, which measured 6.5 into 4 meters, failed when scientists raised it to the surface but could not hoist it onto a ship, sending it back to the bottom. Livingstone said this expedition, which runs from August 5 to August 8, will attempt to clarify that what happened underwater when the ship sank and how certain marine processes were destroying it. I think all the reputable or serious engineers now accept what happened to the ship on the surface. What we are a little sure about, because we haven't looked before, is what happened to the ship under the surface. Speculations include theories that certain air pockets may have caused rooms to implode from water pressure after the sinking, and the weaker steel was as much to blame as human arrogance. In 1996, expedition brought back pictures of the ship's interior, but a tangle of pipes and cables prevented explorers from going very far, said Livingstone. Despite the public fascination with the doomed ship, the expedition is not without its critics. So now, what is the passage talking about? A quick summary of the entire passage says that it is talking about an expedition which is about to happen, and as we know that the team is boarding, and what are they trying to do? They are trying to recover the part of Titanic in order to understand what all happened and how did the ship sink. This is the entire theme of the passage, right? Also, one thing that we have to make sure here is that in the first passage, what do we see? We see what are the expectations with the new adventure, or with whatsoever is going to happen with the new operation, right? Whether in the second passage, they are talking about that such an expedition, in the end of the first passage itself, they are talking about an expedition, a similar expedition that took place in 1996 as well, right? And then again, in the second passage, they are talking about what all happened in that particular expedition and what all will they be covering in this particular expedition, right? They said that earlier in 1996 expedition, we did not get much out of whatsoever happened there, because there was some tangling of pipes and there was certain issues due to which the discoverers couldn't go far. It is quite clearly written here. The passage is very simple. And also, one thing that we have to make sure here is that we need to know the vocabulary. For example, in that case, I'll just be giving an example here. What is the meaning of the term implode? We have always heard of the term explode, but what is the meaning of the term implode? Now, most of the students will be saying that, ma'am, explode and implode are somewhere or the other similar, because why would they say? They will say that it is like outrun of water. But one thing that you need to understand here is X always means going out, whereas im means coming in. So water that was coming inside due to bursting of the pipes, right? This is what word implode means here, right? So I hope that the entire passage is clear to everyone. You know what all are they talking about, right? So now we'll just try to answer a few questions. See, out of such passages, we can get questions from RC as well as in the form of critical reasoning, right? We do have certain questions of critical reasoning as well in this particular RC itself, right? Which will test your intelligence, and some of the questions are direct pieces from the passage itself. Now, what might lead to a better understanding of the ocean linear's demise? What might lead, which means that they are asking us that which all or out of all these options, which will be helpful for us to know more about the ocean linear's demise. Now, what is ocean linear here? They are talking about Titanic, right? So, detailed analysis of the pipes and cables in the interior of the ship, an analysis of the underwater organisms that are steadily eating away the Titanic, bringing to the surface a part of the ship's hull, or all of the above. What would it be? Yes, the answer would be all of the above, because the entire passage is talking about all these 3 points, right? They have given it here. See, they said that what might lead to. So here the word has been used as speculations include, right? Speculations include, right? So here also it has to be clear, and also in the above paragraphs they have said that they have mentioned all these points that might have caused the ocean linear's demise. Now, one thing that you guys need to be very careful of is that an analysis of underwater microorganisms that are steadily eating away the Titanic. Where was it written? It was written in the first paragraph. See, they plan to bring to the surface a part of the ship's hull and analyze the underwater microorganisms that are steadily eating away the once mighty vessel. Right? So now, will it help us in understanding of the ocean linear's demise? Yes, it will definitely, right? Because see, in the first paragraph also, they have clearly written here. See, right? They have clearly written here. So all of the above would be the right answer. This is how you cross-check your answers, right? Now, this was a direct question, right? Now, moving on to the next one. The chief naval architect is confident that this is an exact line that has been taken up from the passage. That is a direct question, an RC, purely RC based question. So, where is it written? See, I am very confident they will get up the big piece. David Livingstone, Chief Naval Architect of Harland and Wolff Technical Services. Right? So, where's the answer? They will get up the big piece. Third one. Right? I hope it is clear to everyone. Now, moving further. The piece to be hoisted onto a ship will be raised in the ocean by. Now, most of you will be overconfident in this question because you have seen this, right? You have seen this. But what is the right answer to it? The answer is the first option. Why? Why would most of you be overconfident here? Is because our brain tends to capture digits in a very fine manner, right? Our brain tends to capture digits instead of capturing what? Yes, instead of capturing figures here. See, this is how it is, right? So one thing that you need to remember here is that you need to, if you have any doubt in your mind, just go back to the passage and then cross-check it, right? One more point here. Now, let's just talk about the next. The primary purpose of the expedition is to attempt to do what? Now, this is a critical reasoning question. Why? Because recover critical pieces of Titanic. This is not their motto, right? They are just asking you what is the entire motto of conducting this expedition, right? Clarify what happened underwater when the ship sank. All right. Analyze the underwater microorganisms that are destroying the vessel. So now, if we have read the passage really carefully, we have understood the fact that the entire motto of conducting a new expedition was to clarify what happened underwater when the ship sank. Right? I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any doubts, you can always get back to me regarding the passage, and you can always ask me your questions, right? So I hope it is clear to everyone, and I hope that I was able to make you guys understand this. So with this, I will take leave. Thank you so much.